Okay, I can see that there are already some participants coming in. Welcome, everybody. It's very nice having you here. We'll start in a few minutes. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brazil. My name is Marcela from the Austrian Research Promotion Agency and from the project Enrich in Brazil. And I am very happy to have you here and welcome you at our webinar, where we'll present Austria as a country, as a hotspot for startups. And I'm very glad to have my distinguished speakers here with me. First of all, warm welcome to my colleague Jan Arpe from JIN Austria, to
Hello.
Marianne Schäfer from Advantage Austria in Sao Paulo, and to Ms. Dudu Gente from Vienna Business Agency here in Vienna. And we'll also be joined by Gabriel Nunes, who is
Hello, everybody.
Gabriel, you are also here. So warm welcome also to you,
Yes.
and you will share with us some experience from Austria. So good morning, everybody. Nice having you here. Very excited about this webinar. The time is very short. I can hear some echo, so I will just mute you again. So our time is very limited, so I will get it started very quickly. You can see my screen here with our program, our menu, which I just told you about, and just few organizational information for you. Please note that this webinar is being recorded so that everybody who can't do it today can listen to it afterwards. The other thing is that you are all muted. You can't interact with us during the talks, but feel free to send your questions during the talks per chat, or even better, then pose your questions in the Q&A session, which will follow after the talks of our guests. So just let me get started with a few words about the initiative Enrich in Brazil, which organizes this webinar or this series of webinars. We are an European Commission funded project. There are actually 3 centers. One is in Brazil, one is in China, and one is in the USA. And we are the Brazilian one. And as I said, this is an initiative driven by the European Commission. Our aim is to become the hub for European and Brazilian actors in research, innovation, and technology to enable and help the collaboration to strengthen. We have direct contact with multipliers and various umbrella organizations, both in Europe and in Brazil. And we can support you with various services like generic services as webinars, but also with individual services. I will give you some info about it later. Enrich in Brazil has an office in Brasilia, and it's co-located together with other distinguished Brazilian institutions like CNI, SESI, SENAI, and ELL. The Enrich in Brazil project is driven by 12 partners. 4 of those partners are located in Brazil, and as you can see, there are very different organizations, some in business, some more in innovation, even universities. So we are very broad, and we can support different kind of players on this field. Just as I said, there are a few services that we are offering during the year. So we are offering workshops and seminars, both in Europe and also in Brazil. This year, for example, there are topics like strategic business partnerships or innovation management. We are doing also a lot of matchmaking, boot camps, innovation tours, webinars, as you can see. We are also offering soft landing services, consultancy services, which are mostly paid service because they are individual and tailor-made for the individual client. But we are also issuing some documents and studies about European markets or Brazilian markets, and funding opportunities in both regions. So everybody can select what they need. Also, very short information for you. There will be a follow-up webinar for Brazilian startups in Portuguese next month, organized by our colleagues in Brazil and Portugal. And this will be the one about entire Europe. So this is going to be a follow-up. So if you have time on the 25th of June, you are very welcome to join that webinar too. This is all about us. And without further ado, I would like to hand over to Jan so that he tells us something about the JIN Initiative. And now I will give the floor to you, Jan.
All right. Thank you, Marcela. All right. So hello, everybody. Welcome from my side also. I'll get the presentation started and hope that we can see it in full screen mode. Not yet, but now we do, okay?
But now we do, exactly.
So, all right, so my name, now you do, and do you also see the panel or does it disappear? Because I can't really throw it away. Okay, so yeah, my name is Jan Ape. I'm a program manager at the Global Incubator Network, Austria, and it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you three things. First of all, I'd like to lose some words on Austria as a startup hotspot. Then I'll very briefly explain to you the Global Incubator Network, Austria, what is it all about, and then go into some of the details of the Go Austria incubation program for foreign startups. So the startup hotspot, Austria. First of all, well, Austria, as you probably know, is a fairly small country with less than 9 million inhabitants. In European terms, quite strong GDP growth, 3% in last year. GDP per capita stands at 42,000 euros. So this is also above European average and 10% above the German level, actually. Austria excels in R&D expenditure. Almost 3.2% of GDP is spent on research and development. And of course, Austria's economy is driven by services, but we also have a very strong industry in Austria, still at a level comparative with the German or Japanese level. 28.3% of the GDP is composed of or is generated in the industries. And the top 5 industries, just very briefly, are machinery, electronics, chemicals, vehicles, automotive, and then the food sector. And yeah, don't want to go into the details. Why is Austria actually a good strategic location? Well, it's located in the heart of Europe. You can reach any EU country within 2.5 hours flight, and so reach all of the more than 500 million potential customers. Vienna is in fact the second largest German-speaking city after Berlin, and so you have easy access to the so-called DACH region. So the DACH region is the German-speaking region of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. In the other direction, geographically, it's a gateway to the Central Eastern European countries and to Russia. And also one thing you might not know is that Vienna is the city with the largest number of students in the German-speaking area, even more students than you find in Berlin. Some key figures about the ecosystem. The startup ecosystem is rapidly growing. The number of deals has been up by over 50% in the last year. Investments grew by even more than 60%. We have an extremely active business angel scene. We have a great, open, welcoming, and supportive startup community, very easy people and easy to access. Austria in general has a very attractive tax system. So a flat corporate tax of 25% and a 14% tax credit on R&D investments. So every euro you spend on research and development, you get a 14 cents back from the government. How cool is that? So we have strong public support agencies, some of them here in the webinar, great crowdfunding legislation, and much, much more. And last but not least, Vienna has been rated the world's most livable city in a series of recent years now. So this should be it about Austria in a very small nutshell. And now I'd like to tell you about the Global Incubator Network. It's a government initiative founded in 2015. It's managed by the two major public funding agencies, the promotional bank AWS, so the Austria Wirtschaftsservice, and the Austrian Research Promotion Agency, FFG. The money comes from the National Fund for Research, Technology and Development. We work in close cooperation with the Ministry of Digital and Economic Affairs, and we operate together with a number of Austrian partners, but also other partners in non-European countries. So as a bottom line, this is a very solid and very serious thing, despite this name JIN, which might have you think of just alcoholic beverages. So, but it's really meant to be very, very serious program. So what is it about? Our mission is to connect the startup ecosystems in Austria with the ecosystems in non-European countries. We currently do focus on Asia mainly, but also from time to time on other countries as well. In the outbound scheme, we support our target groups, startups, the investors, and the incubators/accelerators by providing them access to the startup ecosystems in selected target regions. And we do this in very close collaboration with the Advantage Austria offices. And in the other direction, the inbound scheme, which we call the Go Austria program, we invite our target groups to gain access to the Austrian startup ecosystem and use this as a European base and conquer the European market. And this we do in collaboration, once again, with our Austrian partner institutions. And you might ask, why are the JIN target regions in Asia? The answer is we select those target regions in a way that we assess the startup ecosystems and their general economic situations. And whenever we think this is a high potential for collaboration, but yet untapped, that's where we jump in, and that's why we chose Japan, South Korea, and these East Asian countries as our target regions. All right. The Go Austria program, now this is something that might interest, in particular, startups from Brazil. The Go Austria program is a 2-week tailor-made intense incubation program. And well, the idea is that it lets you gain a lot of information about what it means to set up a European base in Austria. And the program comes with a personal mentor. It comes with a bunch of workshops on different topics such as business model check, pitch training, legal advice, and so forth. Participants meet potential business partners, both at networking events with lots of people and in individual appointments set up through your mentor, usually. The program also comes with a participation in a major startup festival or conference. So in Vienna, this would be the Pioneers Festival, or a breakout session to another Austrian tech hub in some other location. And startups have access to a co-working space and can connect with the local startup community. So even more details on the program. We do this twice a year, once in spring, once in fall. In spring, we invite later stage startups. In fall, we invite earlier stage startups to join the program. We do require the startups to have some innovative prototype or proof of concept in the early stage case, or even a product in the later stage case, and some market experience in their home markets. We do focus, as I said, on the target countries. Currently, these are China, Hong Kong, Israel, Japan, Singapore, and South Korea, but also on some other non-European countries, maybe even more so in the future. The technology focuses on advanced ICT, so anything in the direction of IoT or artificial intelligence or augmented reality or blockchain, you name it, but there's no limitation on the industry verticals. So anything from healthcare to edutech can apply. So who are the participants? Well, for each batch, we invite 10 startups, and these 10 startups are selected by a jury out of the, well, around 150 applications. And 2 of these 10 startup slots we reserve for non-target countries. So 8 of the slots go to China, Hong Kong, Israel, and so forth, but 2 of them go to non-target countries, such as is Brazil. We require startups to be able to communicate in English smoothly, fulfill some EU requirements, legal requirements, but that's, well, an easy thing actually to do. We fund 1 person per startup only. That's an important thing to know. And we would like to have someone to come with a decision-making power in the company. So ideally, we would like the CEO to participate. The Global Incubator Network covers costs for mentoring, workshops, co-working space, conference fees, accommodation, local travel costs, and so forth, and also flight costs of up to 800 euros for flights that are longer than 5 hours. And what the startup then needs to cover is the remaining flight costs and, of course, the remaining cost of living in Vienna for lunch, dinner, public transport, and so forth. Maybe entrance fees to sightseeing sites and so forth. The next call for applications for startups opens in January 2020 for the Spring 2020 program. And you'll find all that information on www.jinaustria.com. Once more here. So stay tuned on the website, jinaustria.com, but also on our Facebook page, Global Incubator Network, where you'll find all the latest information on the program and all the information about upcoming calls. So thank you very much. Back to Marcella.
Hi, Jan, many thanks. It was really interesting. Thank you very much for the very concise introduction of the JIN offering. I will just take my moderation rights again and share with you my screen. Just a second. So I hope that now everybody can see my screen again. Thank you. So just a few words about other programs that the Austrian Research Promotion Agency is offering, which are also open to Brazilians. So we have programs like industrial PhDs. So if you are interested to do your industrial PhD in an Austrian company, we have a program to fund this. We also offer career grants for researchers, and these grants enable those people to their costs for interview and relocation to be covered. Then there is also the program of Eureka Global Starts, which is a market-oriented research and development and innovation of cooperation. Competence centers for excellent technologies. This is also a national program in Austria where research institutions and companies can take one partner from abroad, maybe also from Brazil. Now we are just having a very nice cooperation taking off with Brazil, so we hope we'll get some more. Innovate is another European program that also enables startups to be involved in making some viability assessment projects, some studies about new markets. And finally, there is another national program by the FFG, which is called Beyond Europe, and this enables Austrian companies to take Brazilian or other partners from other countries to collaborate on research and development efforts. So this is very short introduction of FFG programs where also Brazil can be involved. If you want more information about it, just drop me a line. You can see my email address below. But now I will stop and hand over to Marianne, because we are very, very inquisitive and very curious about what advantage Austria can offer. Marianne, over to you. I'm just switching off my side and giving over to you.
Hi, Marcella. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody can see me. Let me share my screen. Okay. So hi, everybody again. My name is Marianne Schaefer. I am the Technology and Innovation Manager at Advantage Austria, Brazil. So what's Advantage Austria? To put it briefly, we are the internationalization agency of the Austrian Federal Economic Chamber. So if an Austrian company wants to access a specific market abroad, it can contact one of the 100 Advantage Austria offices in over 70 countries. One of those offices is here in Brazil, and that's in São Paulo, and that's us. And we provide the Austrian companies a broad range of intelligence and business development services. We find them importers, distributors, representatives, information about how to open a branch office, information about specific sectors in Brazil, and also the economy in general. What we also provide is in-depth information on Austria as a business location and assistance in entering the Austrian market. Okay, so those who are not so familiar with Brazilian and Austrian business collaborations and relations, I'd like to highlight some relevant information and current figures. Brazil and Austria have always shared a history of diplomacy and cultural ties, but also strong business relations. Today, Brazil is Austria's biggest trade partner in Latin America. Let me just, sorry. Also, should I back this up? Sorry. Does my does it show my?
We can see your slides, Marianne. We can see Austria and Brazil.
Sorry.
Everything is perfect.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. So Brazilian exports to Austria, although after the crisis, the economic crisis, it grew almost 15% in 2018, which represents around 833 million euros. Direct in 2016, the stock of direct Brazilian investment in Austria corresponded to about $38.5 billion, which represents about 11.5% of total Brazilian investment abroad. Austria's direct investment in Brazil in 2016 was about $9 billion, superior to those of Italy and Portugal. Main Brazilian products exported to Austria are food products, iron ore, pulp and chemicals. Main Austrian products imported by Brazil are pharma products, processed goods, and industrial equipments. A very important element to this business collaboration, this business relations between Austria and Brazil is a double taxation treaty that was established in 1976 between Brazil and Austria. Is one of the oldest ones we have, and it optimized taxes for Brazilian companies interested in establishing themselves in Austria. So, okay. so it was a very important. So here I want to show you a little what the result of this of years of collaboration, economic collaboration between Austria and Brazil. There are more than 200 Austrian companies in Brazil with local operations in Brazil. Some you may be familiar with, like Red Bull and Swarovski. They're very you can see them those brands everywhere, but there are also very niche companies that are very in niche sectors like Biomin and AVL. Aside from that, Austria is currently in business with more than 1,000 Brazilian exporters. Thanks again to this double taxation agreement, there are more than 45 Brazilian companies with operations in Austria. And some of them are really big, like Banco do Brasil, like Brazil Foods, which is BRF. Vale is in Salzburg. Fibria is in the state of Vorarlberg. And recently Klabin just moved to Vienna too. As you can see, this treaty also allowed the development of a very vibrant Brazilian community in Austria. So a new company that would go there can count on a robust institutional support, not only from the embassy, but also from other Brazilian companies, from like Banco do Brasil, for example. In this next slide, what we can offer you in terms of Brazil, we are the official first door to Austria. Our office is in São Paulo, is in Vila Olímpia. We all speak Portuguese. We understand. The point is that we have experience not only with all aspects of the Austrian economy, but also the Brazilian economy. We know what works, what doesn't work, the challenges, and the technical aspects of doing business in both countries. So we can offer you the know-how and market intelligence. When it comes to really technical issues, more technical questions, we can also connect you to a network of legal and corporate and tax specialists that we trust here in Brazil that speak German and also know both. Also, they also know both ecosystems, environments. We also organize a lot of cooperation events. In which we always try to gather the Austrian community in Brazil, but we also like to invite Brazilian players that are interested in doing business with Austrian companies. So those are valuable moments and events. Last but not least, as Advantage Austria, we have access to Austria's very rich innovation system, and we can connect you with universities, technological centers, and companies. Just out of curiosity, these are the elements. These are the focus areas in our in the work we do here in Advantage Austria Brazil. These are the sectors that we usually we've been focusing lately. These are sectors where Austria and Brazil can grow together and develop even more business. So it's renewable energies, precision farming, solid waste management, automotive, aerospace, smart cities, mobility and railways, oil and gas, and mining. So that was my presentation. I hope it was informative. That's what I wanted to address. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to contact us in our office at any time. We can set up a meeting, and you can also access our website that's below there. It's in Portuguese, and we have a lot of information about Austria, about our events, and also a lot of business opportunities. So, obrigada pela atenção. Thank you.
Mariana, many thanks. We are very happy having you there in Sao Paulo. That was very interesting. And now I would like to hand over to Duru. I'm very curious what she can tell us about her package from Vienna Business Agency. This is something very nice and something where you can apply now. Duru, it's your turn. I will give you the ball and please go ahead. Yes, we can see already your screen. And sorry, we can't hear you. Just let me see. You're still on mute. Dudu,
Right
now it's your turn. Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. So I'm really happy to be featured in this webinar today and to have the chance to at least meet everyone in the cloud. So nice greetings from Vienna. As introduced already, my name is Dudu and I'm the program manager of the Vienna Startup Package. I work for the startup services of the Vienna Business Agency, and before I start talking about the package, I would like to give a brief understanding of what the Vienna Business Agency is, because I assume that most of you don't know us yet. So the Vienna Business Agency, as you can tell by the name, is addresses all business-related topics in Vienna. We support businesses based in Vienna, but we also have services and consulting services for international businesses, but also individuals who are interested in Vienna as a business location. So how do we support business in Vienna? We have different funding programs for promising projects in Vienna. We are engaged in real estate and urban development projects, and as mentioned, we have a lot of free of charge services and consulting for already existing companies in Vienna or businesses who are interested in relocating to Vienna, but also to individuals in Vienna who would like to start their business here in our beautiful city. Today, I will focus, because we don't have that much time to talk about the VBA in general. I focus on the Vienna Startup Package, which is a very interesting opportunity to internationals who are interested in discovering Vienna as a business location. So what is the Vienna? Okay, I'm sorry. So what is the Vienna Startup Package? If you would like to have a one-liner for it, it's a soft landing project, or it's a soft landing program for internationals who consider Vienna as an entry point to Europe, especially to the German-speaking market. So with that program, you have the chance to come here for 2 months and see whether you have business opportunities or not. What is included in the program? So as you can see, here is the flyer for the next batch. So the cost of travel is included, accommodation is included, a desk in a co-working space will be included in the package, and of course on top we introduce you to local stakeholders and relevant partners here in Vienna, and on top you also get a dedicated business coaching and a lot of workshops to understand the business environment in Vienna. If you're interested in applying for the program, please keep in mind that the application is only open till the 24th of June, so you still have more than 3 weeks to apply for it. For additional information, check out our website or just drop me a line afterwards, and I'm happy to schedule a Skype meeting for details. Let's talk about who should apply for it. Let me just tell you that there is not a real hard criteria for applying to the program. as we don't have any industry focus and we don't even have a stage focus, because the motivation of exploring Vienna counts a lot. But still, there are 3 points you should consider, because if you fulfill those 3 criteria, then you will definitely make the most out of the program. So your startup shouldn't be older than 5 years, and you should have an existing product or service in your home market, and you should be ready to scale your business into new markets. And that's actually one of the biggest plus points. If you already show concrete interest in the German-speaking market, or if you already have some touching points to the Austrian economy or to Viennese stakeholders, that's a big plus point for the program, because then you can make use of the 2 months to strengthen those relationships to the local ecosystem. So I think that's it from my side. I'm happy to discuss the questions in the next round. And I'm also sure that Gabriel will tell you more about the program from a different perspective. So happy to hear his perspective on the package. And if you have any questions regarding the package, or in general regarding the offers VBA can make you, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm available for Skype meetings and happy to arrange them individually as well. Thank you very much.
Judith, thank you very much. This is very impressive, and I think it's something that the Brazilian startups can actually do right away. Tonight they can start filling in their application and hope that they will be part of the next batch. And now I'm very, very happy that also Gabriel Nunes is with us and took his time. He's director of the Brazilian startup JIN Solutions. They are working in the field of nanotechnologies, and he was here in Vienna last year and took part in the program that Dudu has just presented to us. So Gabriel, I will hand over to you, and we are very curious to hear what did you do here in Vienna? What are your recommendations for Brazilian startups coming here or being interested in coming to Austria? Please go ahead. I'm sitting here. Just a second. Gabriel is here, and now you are the moderator. We still can't hear you, but now, Gabriel, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
We can see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen. You can go to presentation mode.
Yeah, excellent. Good. So let's go. 10 minutes. First of all, thank you,
Gabriel,
everyone.
sorry to interrupt you. We can see just a blank screen now again.
Oh.
So maybe you can return to the previous view. Yes, yes, fantastic. This is what we want to see. Yes, okay. Go ahead. Thank you.
Good. Once again, thank you so much for the invitation, and thanks for the opportunity. Actually, it was awesome to listen all of you, Marcela, Mariana, Jan, and Dudu. I was missing you, Dudu. And yeah, let's say TNS was in Vienna last year, and first of all, it was awesome. And the idea today is just to explain you why it was so awesome and what we get as a result after 2 months in Austria. First of all, just to let everyone knows, what we do actually. We work with chemistry technology here in Brazil, and we are a chemical-based startup. It's not so common around the world, but yeah, we do the tough things actually. And then we have 3 verticals here: TNS Care, that works in cosmetics and conservants; TNS Chem, that work with chemicals in general; and since last year, TNS Agro, where we are producing new molecules to fertilizer and crop science and crop care. And why we decided to go to Europe and why we decided to go to Austria, actually. This is a very nice question. TNS has a structure very, let's say, horizontal and transparent with all of our employees. And one of our focus here is be the ethics in the first place. And besides to develop new technologies, we also always looking for to develop people. And we know about the culture, the German culture, the Austrian culture, and this kind of mindset help us a lot here to keep going our startup and to go to the market is stronger and with much more productivity than before. And when we saw this kind of program, it was very interesting to us because we saw opportunities with marketing, opportunity to open the market, or let's say increase the participation of TNS in Europe, because it was not the first opportunity in Europe. And of course, also to help to develop our employees. And then the first thing it was very interesting is even the program from VBA, for example, is about 2 months. TNS decided to send 2 different people. So the first month we send our technical manager to get know much more about the country, about the people, about the program. He participated from different kinds of workshops, and all these workshops helped us a lot to understand the market, to understand the culture, to understand legal terms, marketing terms. And then it was very productive to us because, come on, we are in south of Brazil, we have a lot of European tradition here, but be and live in Europe, and mainly Austria as a center of Europe, it was also as we expected, and as we are saying right now, it was very productive to us. And then afterwards, our technical manager came back to keeping his work here in Brazil, and then I went. And then we tried to establish the business that he has opened with some of the companies that Dudu and the VBA introduced to TNS to start the business over there. One good thing is it was about the experience. Here I'm sharing on the screen some of the images. Afonso on the right message participate of many workshops. One of them is Let's Talk About Money and how to set up a company in Austria, with the speech similar from Mr. Young. And it was very helpful to us to understand if you should open some company there or just work with the representatives. We had a very nice experience in Impact Hub co-working. We had coaching sessions with Mr. Harald. It was very helpful, not just to our moment in Europe, in Vienna, but also to get a new point of view about our strategic planning. And it was very helpful, and I really advise everyone to have this kind of experience. And then as a parallel, we had a strong connection with pioneers. They are partners to try to introduce the startups that are in Austria, in Vienna, to make connection with big companies. We get know about Biocenter, Vienna Textile Lab. We still have connection. We tried to have connection together with Dudu and VBA with Mondi Group, just to let you know how big is this company. And yeah, small startup can have this kind of connection with these companies. And all the workshops were very helpful to us. And sometimes we need to skip the office and go to open the mind and go to the world, let's say. And then it was very helpful, not just for the market, as I said before, but also to the people. And afterwards, we finished 2018, even 2 months out of the company, as one of the best years of TNS. We grew up over 3 digitals, over 100%. It was very, very interesting. And we started this year as a 2019 with a very nice recognition from a European company, Solvay from Belgium. And then I give some remarks here that once that you are in Vienna or you are in Austria, you don't need keep focus on only over there. You can go abroad. And as the colleagues has talked, you are 2.5 hours away from every country from into Europe. So we did business not just with the Austrian companies, but Belgian companies, Swiss companies, Italian companies, and also German companies. The idea is not just be stuck into the office and go to the market and have enjoy the opportunity to have connections with VBA and another agencies from Austria. And so it was very helpful to us, and we got this kind of recognition. And we believe that this timing and the mindset that we brought from Europe helped us a lot to got this kind of recognition over there. Yeah, let's say right now we are exporting much more than before. The revenues from exportation is not yet 5% of our gross revenue, but we are going very well, and we are nearby June, the end of the first semester, and the results are already much better than last year. So I just have to say thank you, and if it's possible, I would like to be back. It was awesome. So thank you so much, Vienna. Thank you so much, everyone. Dudu, I'm so glad to get to know you in Vienna, to get to know all the people that helped us. And yeah, I'm completely open to Q&A and help every single company from Brazil that would like to have this kind of experience. I believe that TNS can prove that it helps a lot, and we support it.
Gabriel, many thanks. It was very impressive to hear your story, and we are all very glad that that your stay here in Austria helped your company so much to develop, and that you also achieved this very valuable reward. So congratulations to you. And
thank you.
Now, and now, dear participants, it's your turn. You can ask questions to all of our speakers. You can either raise your virtual hand using the tool, using the panel, and I can turn on your voice. Or if you want, you can also send a message via chat, and I will read it for our speakers and they will answer your questions. So feel free to ask. And in the meantime, I would like to say that first of all, the first deadline, which is approaching, is the one for Dudu's program, which is on the 24th of June. So everybody who would like to use the opportunity to apply for a grant and stay here in Vienna can apply already tonight for the program. Jan's program, JIN, has a little bit more time, but it is also a very challenging program. So this would be the very first time for a Brazilian company to take part in the JIN program. So we are very, very excited to get applications from you and have you among those 2 possible companies which do not come from the target region, which is basically Asia. Then Marianne from Advantage Austria is our fantastic gateway in Sao Paulo, so if you need any immediate help, she's here to help and support you, as well as we are the Enrich Center, which is basically more European than specifically Austrian. So if you need some more help, more broad help, you are very welcome to contact Enrich in Brazil. And Gabriel, who last year was here in Vienna and was very successful in this program, thank you very much for being willing to support any other colleagues from Brazil and helping them to apply. So I'll look at the pipeline with questions. Just let me see. Well, the presentation, yes, we'll make the presentation available at the end of the webinar. That's no problem. I will, maybe it's best when you look at the website where you registered for this webinar. We will put the link to the presentations there, and we'll also put the link to the recording of this webinar on that site. This was the question by Ricardo. I can't see any other question right now in the pipeline. So in case there are no immediate questions from you right now, I would like to thank you all Brazilians to participate in this morning webinar. I hope it was very useful for you and that we'll see many of you coming here to Austria and using our programs or international programs to come here. And I would like to thank to all of the speakers. Many thanks for your distinguished input. It was very interesting. It was very inspiring, and I hope to meet with you sometime again. And have a nice day, and nice regards from Vienna. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here.